Hello and welcome back to the Realistic Formula Championship. And it's round 5 of season 6. And we're here at the Hungaroring in Budapest to see the drivers complete another round in this season. After a 20-minute plus delay, we finally made it here. Then the delay was because of, it was because the lobby crashed just as everybody was basically in and ready to go. So we have got 19 drivers. One McLaren reserve is missing, so not quite sure what's going to go on with that, but McLaren down a driver with 12 minutes to go in Q1. A Senior Ghost who's invalidated. We'll look. I think Danny finding time. He's just starting lap actually, so he might not. Statlev has a purple sector 1, I want to say. No, he's just might have backed out of this. He might be actually going for a lap now, so let's see what the Red Bull can do. On his way down to turn 1 for this qualifying attempt. Raining conditions for all of quali and potentially start the race as well, so ooh, Stadlev not doing well there and racing the wrong way. Now let's try and catch on to someone who might be further on in the lap. Senior Ghosts now on a lap, threading his way down to turn 12. There's a couple tenths down on Danny in the Mercedes, but it's a decent place to be at this point. The Aston Martin and the Racing Bull there, with Evans just crossed the line to go quickest. His teammate Alex there in third, coming back to the Racing Bulls after winning in the Red Bull in Canada. Got another yellow flag out there. Senior Ghosts crossed the line, and he goes into 5th as Lol there just crossed the line to go into 2nd place. This is Jarvis Coyd, moves into 13th. Then we've got Hugo here, who's gone into 6th place. Parker up to 12th. And then this is Dylan, who drove the Mercedes last week. Charlotte Perkins on the wet compound, interestingly enough. And the Ferrari down in 14th place. Wet's clearly not what you want in these conditions, but oh, we have another yellow flag that gets quickly cleared. Don't know where that was. And this is Jonathan here. I think he's just finding his way around. His teammate XR Rambo just crossed the line to go into 6th. And then we've got, I think this is Dumb Donut to cross the line and go into 4th for the Sauber. And then we've got Adam there, just crossing the line to go into 7th. Danny in the Mercedes, in the 2nd place, still behind Evans at the moment. Dropux to cross the line, moves into 10th. Alex just about to start another lap. And then we've also got Senior Ghosts, who is just about to start another lap as well. Jarvis Coyd now rounding the last corner, on his way to an improved lap for the Alpine. He goes into 13th place. And then we've also, I think, Hugo failed into the pits at the end of that last lap because he wasn't finding time. He lost it in the first sector, that one. And now Perkins deciding that those tyres are not the ones. Rambo is not on a lap. Who is the next one on a lap? Jonathan? No, he's back down the middle sector. Maybe Adam. And lost time in the first sector as Adam Lowell finding time in that first sector, 30.9 for him. Alex in the middle has just gone purple. The Racing Bulls looking to get up to where his teammate is, and this is a good start. Purple in that middle sector, and we will now round that turn 14. How much risk is he going to take? Up to the line, someone stole away that purple sector. That's James Nihus, if I can say his name right. Something like that. And then we've got Lol just rounding that last corner now. There is James in the background, the Ferrari. As Lol, a bit squirrely coming out that last corner. Crosses the line and goes quickest by just over a tenth. But James Nihus there going quickest by 0.4 of a second. Ahead of Dylan, who's just popped up there into that position. Dries van Leuven out there on a first outlap. Statlev as well out there. And we'll just quickly try and see. I think Danny has found time. Statlev has been disqualified. What's gone on there? He's pulled over to the side of the track. Not quite sure what's happened to him at all. But Danny has backed out. He gets the middle sector split. Hugo is behind, but he is on outlap, so will not be getting blocked or anything. And now, I don't think anyone is on the lap apart from Dries van Leuven. So we'll go on board with the McLaren, who took pole last race in Canada. And he is green in that first sector. Ignore that yellow. For some reason, if you haven't set a lap, the data that gets sent to that graphic is wrong. I'll have a look at fixing that, but yeah, he is green, of course. It's his first lap. Someone just left the session. It's Parker. So I'm not even going to try and invite people, because last time I did that, like, it just lagged everyone, and then, yeah, bad idea. Purple in the middle sector for Dries van Leuven. He now brakes for turn 12. This quite lazy. Next turn 13, you want to get on the power bit. You don't want to lose the car. And he gets all out of shape, but it's probably fine in these conditions. Pushing it to the limit. You can see the dry line now on the track. Yellow flags as Dries van Leuven goes quickest by just over 0.3 of a second. So that is a much, much, much better lap for him. That is Hugo, but this is Danny, who is going for another lap here on those same set of tyres. And he didn't find time in the first sector, but he did find about half a second on his previous best in the middle sector as he now rounds the last corner and crosses the line for Mercedes. And there we are. It's third place for Danny. But next it will be Hugo to cross the line and go into 8th for Sauber. Sauber looking to recover their season now. Jonathan doesn't find any time. Charlotte Perkins in the Ferrari on the inters now, and we'll see what the sector times are looking at. That looked like all out of shape there. Somehow held on to it. Didn't invalidate. And now into the last sector, where she will be looking to get this under control, but again it's slidey. Clear dry line there appearing as Charlotte now crosses the line and moves into 4th place and just under half a second off the quickest time that we've seen. So that looks like a lot better for Charlotte Perkins. Purple in the last sector. Evans doing the damage in the first sector. Dries van Leuven there in the middle. It shows that Evans has got a lot of potential. And we see a purple sector from Dylan. Hugo, I think he's invalidated and he's not actually on a lap here. He'll be peeling into the pits because I did see the sectors looked a bit strange. And now Senor Ghosts is in the last sector. A little bit of traffic ahead. Danny there, just going to be getting out of the way. Senor Ghost gets a bit out of shape. And now tries to get the power down out of the last turn 14. Crosses the line. It's 8th place and clear of elimination threat for now. And yeah, you're right, because they're both not actually in this at the moment. And it is going to be Red Bull with both cars out. I think Julian, something's happened to him, and Statler has been disqualified. So that does seem right. There's Gilles Van Leuven, then improves by 0.6 of a second, and now is miles clear of James Niehues there. I'm giving it my best shot, saying his name, I promise. Evans here was purple in the first sector, then backed out of it, so he's not going anywhere. Adam's not pushing on. Looks like Rambo's not either. And now we'll quickly change to Lol, and Lol I don't think is doing it either. He's on an outlap. Dropbox on an outlap. Senor Ghost, is he pushing again? No, he's not. Jarvis Coyd, he's backed off. Gilles Van Leuven, though, going even quicker through the first sector, but goes wide. Turn 8. 9 there, and that's invalidation. As Dumb Donut now on another lap and might encounter the McLaren here, but he does move out the way. Nicely done by him. Gives Dumb Donut the track. Or just Donut, you might refer to him as. That's what he's down as on here. And then Evans going purple in the first sector. The 30.5. Alex a couple tenths down. Bryn Evans with 2 purple sectors. As the traffic starts to begin in the last sector, Dumb Donut crosses the line. It's 8th place. Charlotte Perkins finding time. I might give a slipstream here. Charlotte Perkins across the line. She backed off at the end of that lap. Here is Bryn Evans. We said he had 2 purple sectors. He has 3 purple sectors, and he goes quickest as his teammate Alex crosses the line, and he's just starting a push lap now. This is Adam in the Williams looking to get himself out of trouble. There's not really much trouble though there at all. Jonathan is finding time. He's the only one that can actually do anything, so that should be enough for Adam probably. XR Rambo is in 11th place, as now Lol is rounding the last couple of corners in this Q1 session here at the Hungaroring. Lol has invalidated. Dropbox meanwhile for Alpine to cut the beam and clear himself of any trouble. It's 8th place for him. Senor Ghosts across the line. He doesn't improve his lap. As Jonathan, this is crucial, and Jonathan is out. The Haas driver out in Q1. He's the only one that could actually improve to knock anyone out. And in the end, it's a bit of an anticlimax for Q1, but it is a double Q1 exit for Red Bull, as Donut there goes into 7th place. James here in the Ferrari crosses a line, doesn't improve. I think he did improve, but only by just 0.03 of a second. Alex here will want to set a quick lap anyway, and he goes into 4th, 1.4 seconds off his teammate. So that is it for Q1 here. Both Red Bull cars have been eliminated in this session. Both Salvas make it through. Williams of Parker misses out. And there we go. That is how Q1 will end. As Bryn Evans tops the times and seems to be at one with these conditions. There we go then. That was Q1. I'll quickly just check, see if anything's going on. There we go, session just about to start, but nothing's... Yep, here we go then. Q2. This should be a little bit more intense, you'd think. A bit closer, especially because we only had 19 cars for that first part of qualifying. And now we can just quickly have a little look at these conditions. And I might just put track ramp on now because we've not got enough that... I'll just move up the weather as well because nothing's going on. So we may as well slightly tweak because that's when the map's not there. That's where the weather goes. There we go. Just move it up a little bit. That should be a little bit better. And then there we go. So already Alex has decided to get out there and get underway. Wet tyres going on for both racing bulls. So they're just trying to use them up. Do they think they're going to need the inters for the race? I don't see those wet tyres are going to be that good, particularly, but yeah, I don't see it at all. But anyway, see what they do. Slides his way around. Easier to see yellow flags with this as well. Yeah. Yep. So the rain continuing to fall, but it's not getting any heavier. It's just similar conditions to Q1. I'll just check what the quickest time in Q1 was, if I can. What was the quickest time? I'm just thinking if we, if we just, then we can compare. But obviously these are on the wet tyres now. I'll have a quick little look, but I don't want to get this in the way too much. I'll put the timer on, but quickly. Here's a 27.8 from Bryn Evans. Right, there we go. 27.8. As Alex gets to the end of the first set, it's a 31.4. Charlotte Perkins going with a 30.9 in that first sector. And then Danny in the Mercedes with a 30.7. So good from them already. And then we'll keep watching Alex though, just for the time being. He's the first one. I don't see it's anywhere near competitive. There's a yellow flag in the middle part of the lap. That was the chicane. Potentially going on, but don't know exactly. Now we will see Alex rounding this last corner. Perkins just behind, and then Evans, his teammate, who's also on the wet tyres. Alex there going to the top of the times. Then is Perkins. Perkins in 28.9, going a couple of seconds quicker. Evans into second as Danny goes quickest. And then we have Dylan there in third. James Nihus, he's pitting. And then we have Rambo to cross the line. Did he just start a lap potentially? So Adam moved into fourth. We have The Sauber's also just starting a lap as Senior Ghosts crosses the line, but are they starting laps or are they thinking invalidated potentially there? And now Dropbox is just starting lap as well, so who is the first one who's actually on a lap at the moment? Yellow flag, potentially Danny just getting out the way. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Sector times from Hugo coming in. He makes his way into the 6-7 chicane and into 8, and they're just letting him by is Dylan in the Aston Martin, and then more traffic with Danny, and now getting to the end of that second sector. He's about 7 tenths down. Of course, these are green sectors, not yellow ones, as I said before. And then we will see who goes round that last corner. But I can say 6-7 more if you want. Shuko crosses the line and goes into 5th place. Jarvis Coyd there going into 8th. Senior Ghost crossing the line. And then we got LOL coming up to the line. And he goes quickest by about 4 tenths of a second. Dylan is not on a lap. Charlotte Perkins is purple in the first sector into that chicane. And now has a clear run apart from Alex, which he's going to need to clear. But that should be no problem. But Alex, yeah, he's not pushing, I don't think. And there we go, getting a bit out of shape. And now he's really got to hop out of the way. Otherwise, Charlotte is going to get a bit compromised here. There's Alex. I mean, he was kind of pushing through that middle sector, I guess. He was only 2 tenths off his personal best, but on the wrong tyres, obviously holding up Charlotte there as she goes into 2nd place. And then James will start his next qualifying attempt, and green sectors from Bryn Evans, but he might just peel into the pits as well, or he's going to carry on here on the wet tyres. I mean, he'll be on the inters at the end. I'm sure tyres look to be overheating quite a lot as he rounds that last corner, and he's still a few tenths off the time he would need to progress from this session. And now Danny there crossing the line to go into 2nd place, just 71 thousandths of a second separating the 2 Mercedes cars. And now our attention will turn to James Newhouse here in the Ferrari, as he currently in 15th and last place in this Q2 session, and will be looking to get a decent lap on the board. The Ferrari a bit out of shape as he uses a lot of the inside there, and then in the end washes wide. He doesn't invalidate his lap, and that couldn't have been ideal for James here. He's getting all out of shape, but it's purple, and it shows in the wet conditions. You just need to wring its neck and hope it sticks, and he's just about held it in the last sector now. And now we will see him around the last corner to be in the ballpark of the quickest times. It looked a bit wide there in the last corner, but he crosses the line and he does go quickest. Lost a bit of time compared to the Mercedes in the last sector, but is still the quickest one that we've seen. Zaxar Rambo just goes into 6th position, and then Evans finally feeling into the pits as Danny is rounding the last corner, but he's just about to start another lap. We've got here Dylan in the Aston Martin just about to cross the line and go quickest ahead of James Newhouse. And yeah, we were in the 27.8s in Q1 from Bryn Evans, and we're not quite getting those times yet, but I'm sure the lap times will come, especially from people like Evans later in the session when he gets the intermediate tyres on, as Alex has already done. He's about to start a lap. Gilles van Leuven also on his way to start a lap. And now, yeah, we just have a little look. Dropbox. He was on an improved lap. He did bail out, so he might have invalidated. And something's happened here to James, potentially. Not quite sure. He's just burning up the tyres. He's taken an imaginary racetrack route. He's damaged his front wing. There, both sides. Yep, Eagle not approving of that, I'm sure. There's James, who has certainly, yeah, had some unlucky moments, but also had some mistakes, like getting so many penalties. Both Red Bull cars eliminated in the first part of qualifying, both Racing Bulls looking right on the pace, especially Bryn Evans, but Alex is also right there, I'm sure, when we get down to it. And Alex now into turn 12. There's a yellow flag going down towards turn 1, Senor Ghosts, and there's Alex now. Gilles van Leuven going purple in the first sector. We'll watch what Bryn Evans can do as well. He's just on his out lap now, on his way to start his main lap of the session. Gilles van Leuven in the last sector. He's got 2 purple ones on his way to the last corner, and he'll be looking to go to the top of the times and make sure he gets a place in the top 10 shootout where it counts in Q3. And there we go, 3 purple sectors. Gilles van Leuven, quickest of anyone. Bryn Evans is about to start his lap. We'll just quickly see Azam here cross the line and go into 10th, just ahead of the elimination zone. So it's time to see what Bryn Evans can do with another yellow. Senor Ghosts again, I think, having some sort of problems, but maybe just letting people by. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe low on fuel. That might be the one. Yep, 0.1 laps of fuel. As Evans slightly down on Van Leuven. Gilles van Leuven on the pace in that first sector. Evans again a bit deep in turn 7, getting in for 8 and 9, doesn't cut the inside as much as James did before, which in the end didn't work out for him. And Evans now drifting the car. It's purple in the middle sector. He has game time on the McLaren, but he locks up and recovers well in 12, and now it's 13. Tries to hook the car in, that flicking technique, and he'll now look to get the power on as soon as he can. Again, it's a bit of a drift, and we'll see what the lap time is as he cuts the beam, and it's second place. He did lose a bit of time in the last sector once again, as he did in the first sector. So this is Danny Zwart on his way to finish his qualifying lap here. Found increments of time in the first sector, a little bit more in the middle, but still just finding about a 10th so far. And in the end, last sector he backed off, I think. So that is all she wrote for that attempt. Alex finding more time in the Racing Bulls. Looks to get on par with his teammate. And he will now cross the line. And he backed off of it. Backed off as well in that last sector after finding similar increments of time to Danny. This then is Donut. And Sauber of Hugo is just behind. Donut crosses the line. It's 10th place for Donut, and currently a place in Q3. Charlotte Perkins going well in the first sector. And Dylan and Danny also finding time in the first sector. Not quite on the pace of Charlotte Perkins, although Dylan there just about 100ths down in that first sector. So minor amounts of time. Danny clawing back the time he lost in the first sector to Charlotte in the middle part of the lap. Charlotte Perkins crosses the line, and it's third place. So there we go. And now we have just seen Danny cross the line, and then it is going to be Dylan who goes into second place there. And then we got Jarvis Coyd, who's kind of found time in the first sector, then lost about the same amount in the middle. So we'll see if he does improve. This is the checkered flag now waving, and Jarvis Coyd is out of qualifying as Alex just wants to get himself out of trouble. He's not quite there at the moment as Lowell crosses the line, goes into 5th place. Dropbox really needs a lap here, and he does. It's 9th place for him. And now it is going to be Donut. I don't think he's finding time as he tries to take the shortest run to the line. Donut is out in Q2. Hugo just about makes it through as it stands at the moment. This is James Nihus, who's in 7th place and looks to be safe. XR Rambo knocks Hugo out of qualifying. This now is Adam to cross the line. Can Adam knock out Dropbox? No, he cannot, as Evans just crosses the line literally right behind and sets the quickest time. Senior Ghosts, the last one who can do anything to knock out Dropbox from Q3. Ghosts to make it out, and he can't. It's only 14th for Senior Ghosts, who falls in the second part of qualifying here at the Hungaro Ring, as his teammate Dylan there is in 3rd place. Evans topping the session a couple of tenths quicker than he was in Q1, and that is quite lovely for him. And Kies van Leuven just behind, looking to take the fight. Once again, different cars for both of them this week, but it is the same outcome in terms of them both fighting at the front. Both Ferraris comfortably make it through, both Mercedes as well. And that is how the second part of qualifying will end. Yep, so really good effort from both Sauber cars there, but unfortunately they just miss out. Alex, not quite on the pace of his teammate really, but so far, sure he'll step it up a bit for Q3. I think he did a quicker lap in Q1 even, sorry. They have both Polish drivers eliminated there. But Bryn Evans looks mighty. It is time for the final part of qualifying, and the fight for pole is just a few moments away. And surely we've got to have Bryn Evans as the favourite out there. He's looked dominant in that Racing Bulls. Both of those Salmon cars in 11th and 12th there. Dropbox has invited me to play F1 25. So, that is interesting. I don't know if he needs an invite or something. No, he's part of the session, so I don't know if that's a delayed thing or what, but there we go. And now Charlotte Perkins stepping up to Ferrari for the first time. Started all the way back in a Sauber as a reserve in Australia last season. Many races ago now. Oh, about 18 races ago. 19 if you include this one. Charlotte was scrapping it, trying to get points. And now in the scarlet red of Ferrari. Raining conditions still around the Hungary circuit for Q3. And now we will see the quickest times of this race weekend, technically, if you're going to count it as that. So we'll go on board with Charlotte Perkins down to turn 1. We've got Alex behind, then a teammate, James News, and Ben Evans, Gies van Leuven, also just about to start his lap, but I'll keep you updated on the sector times. Meanwhile, Charlotte not quite catching the inside racing line there. We're getting a bit out of shape. That line looks extremely dry, doesn't it? Charlotte somehow is off by about 400ths, but is the first one on a lap, so I don't know what that's comparing to. Maybe it's still stored in its memory the Q2 kind of sectors, but Charlotte again getting a bit out of shape, fighting the rear grip. Now into 9, this is where you need confidence to get the power down, and you also need that in the last sector. In 11, again getting a bit out of shape on the curbs, to 32.4 in the middle. She is the quickest of anyone in the first sector. Alex a couple of tenths up in the middle. James News about half a second up in that middle part of the lap over Charlotte. And Charlotte Perkins again fighting the car around that last corner and crosses the line and does set the quickest time as the first driver out there, but then we will have Alex across the line go into second place. Then is James Nihus, doesn't beat Charlotte Perkins. Bryn Evans then sets the benchmark by a mile as Gies van Leuven goes into second place. XR Rambo is the slowest of all. Dylan there pops up onto the second row as it stands at the moment. Dropbox now to set a first Q3 lap is 4.5 seconds off the pace. Then Danny will be the next one for Mercedes, goes into 7th, and then it's just his teammate Lol to finish the first runs in Q3 as he crosses the line and goes onto the second row ahead of the two Ferraris who are currently occupying the third row. But so far, it's so good for Bryn Evans, who is looking ominous and looking like he is the man to beat, as he has looked all throughout this session. Q1, Q2. He'll be looking to top Q3 as well, of course. And now we will just quickly wait and see what's going to happen. First run's done. Those are the sector times. And yeah, Bryn Evans, not with any purple sectors, but he's delivered across the lap. And he's going again for another lap. So that shows he had more fuel on board that car as well. So he's got more pace in him. And may I add, he's got 20% tyres at the moment. over 20% rear left. So there is more pace in Bryn Evans than this. He went quicker in the second part of qualifying as well, and we'll see how he can do on this second lap. Now, it's quicker than his previous lap. He runs wide though in turn 4, and he does lose the chance at improving. Anyone else going for another lap? Looks like Dylan is, as is Danny Zwart. They're going for another lap. Dylan slightly off what Bryn Evans did, and he also then does invalidate, and Danny there running way wide, and he is invalidated. So much for another lap for these drivers. They have not got the opportunity to, because they've run wide, all in basically the same part of the circuit. So more pace to come from Dropux, who's currently 4.5 seconds off. He did have some kind of problem there. Don't know, he was improving on his in lap even, so yeah, we'll have to see what happens. But this is XR Rambo. He's just getting out there with just over 5 minutes to go in this Q3 session, and well, Bryn Evans is to lose, that is for sure. Dylan doing a good job in that. Yep, Dylan there in the Aston Martin. Just check that I've not been saying the wrong name the whole time, because he hasn't put the setting on, even though I think he did put the setting on later on in the race last week. So I don't know. I did tag him on Discord, but someone can just annoy him and make him put the setting on, please. But anyway, Rambo, and then we've got Gies van Leuven and also James Niehuis, who's out there. And XR Rambo potentially suffering with his connection, or just testing the limits of his car. Fresh tyres go on. Fresh tyres have gone on his car. And we will now see what he can do. Just under 4 minutes to go now. We're getting down to the culmination of qualifying, and the drivers still fighting their cars in these wet weather conditions. And Rambo into turn 1. And getting a bit out of shape, but we've seen that's not the biggest problem really. Something's gone on there with Dylan potentially. Gies van Leuven's also there at turn 1, not quite sure. Rambo again getting a bit unsteady on the exit of 3. This is 4. You need commitment here and trust the rear of the car. And into 5 again, he's sliding, but this not too bad so far. It's a decent first sector, 30.7. Gies van Leuven done a 30.5 in that first sector of the lap. And I don't think, yeah, Dylan was just on his outlap there, so I don't know if that potentially resulted in Van Leuven and him encountering each other at turn 1. Rambo snaking his way through 11, and now it's the last sector time. This is where you need the tyres to be alive. And he is on in the last corner. He's going to cross the line for Haas, and don't know if he's going to get to do another lap, but there we go. He has gone into 8th place. Think he might just have enough fuel for another lap. Gies van Leuven going quickest for McLaren by nearly half a second, but Bryn Evans has got more pace in his car. He was very much sandbagging on that first run, and now we're going to see the real lap times from him. Dylan, a similar run out of turn 1 that we've seen by so many drivers today, and will now ride on board and through the flat out, almost turn 3. Some small bit of a lift that will have cost momentum as he runs straight over the curbs on the left hand side. I don't think that's ideal, but he's going to keep going at this. He won't have a chance to recharge and go again. And he really uses the curves in that chicane, then gets all over the curves on the exit as well, wheel spinning his car. He feeds his way through this middle sector, it's all out of shape. And again, he's attacking. He's trying to eke out every bit he can out of this car. 6/10 off Van Leuven. That will put him around, just about improving on his current lap if he keeps this going. He's got Van Leuven just ahead. He might even be trying to start another lap here. He's got fuel for it just about, I think. And now, here we go with Dylan to cross the line. And it's a small improvement by 42 thousandths for Dylan. Perkins just about to start a lap. Evans just about to start his final lap. As it stands in this qualifying session, Van Leuven on provisional pole, but it could all still change. Drivers doing more laps. Van Leuven is on another push lap. He's not done with that provisional lap he's set. He still wants more. And he's still getting more. It's a purple sector 1 for him. But Alex, meanwhile, finding 2 green sectors, still a little bit off from Van Leuven, who just won a good grid spot now. The Racing Bulls crosses the line, and he doesn't improve his position. But now Dropux is on an improved lap, but how much of an improved lap? His first lap was really nowhere. Something happened, and he didn't do his best effort. And now he crosses the line. He is still in 10th, but it is much better for Dropux. Just a little bit off. Danny, there's Lol. Goes into 3rd. Consolidates a front row. XR Rambo running the last corner. Van Leuven's just behind, but he's not had the best middle sector as Van Leuven, as XR Rambo goes into 5th. Van Leuven doesn't improve his time as Dylan there goes on to the front row as it stands. This is Charlotte Perkins. It's 5th place for Charlotte on her Ferrari debut. Bryn Evans across the line. It's only 2nd for Evans as Danny crosses the line to go into 3rd. Can James Nihus get onto the 2nd row? He just misses out on that. He does outqualify Charlotte Perkins and gets into 5th ahead of Lol there. He'll be sharing the 2nd row as the 3rd row with Lol. But G's Van Leuven has taken pole position. It was the first lap that counted. Bryn Evans couldn't quite get it on his 2nd lap. There's more time to find for him, losing out some time in the last sector. But G's Van Leuven with a 2nd consecutive pole position this season. And he's done it at one of the circuits where pole position is key, really. It's one of those circuits. Here we go then. Rain still falling as we're going to start the race. Should be a formation lap, I hope, if the settings are right in this new lobby that we had to quickly create. Gys Van Leuven pulling it out of the bag. But it'll still be an interesting run down to turn 1, I'm sure. Evans had all the tricks to get, just with that first run, you thought he could find a load of time, but in the end, he only, found just under 3/10 on that last run, so not ideal at all. He had 20% worn tyres on that first run. The second run obviously was brand new tyres that he'd saved up perfectly for the scenario which unfolded. Yeah, we're just waiting for the drivers to ready up. It could all still change, especially when they're going to have to likely change onto the slicks eventually in this race. And that timing could be key, could be safety cars. You never know. McLaren with one car in this race. Guys van Leuven carrying the team. The reserve driver didn't show up. Those bings mean that we're just a few moments away from starting the formation lap, which is going to begin. And the drivers can get a feel for the conditions. I mean, very similar to qualifying. There we go. Formation lap is happening. Guys van Leuven moves away. Last time, it's on pole. He absolutely streaked away on the outlap. But we'll have to see what's happening this time. We'll get a look at the tyres in a moment's time when everything's loaded in. About wheel to wheel there between Nijhuis and Dylan. Still not put the setting on. Do we try and get him to put that setting on? Yeah, I'll just try and, as I've basically demolished everything by pressing buttons. There we are. Possible race strategies. Have a quick little look at the weather. Maybe I'll just reload things. No, I don't think weather works on formation lap. Right, there we are. Now we have some tyres. There we go. Inters, what a surprise. Inters for the whole grid. And some lag going on again. There we go, Red Bull cars at the back of the grid. Many cars controlled by AI. I think the two Red Bull cars are in this session, I hope. They look like they are. Yeah. So they will be fighting back, I hope. Make it interesting. And Leuven there just pulling in to his grid spot, but he's being set back. Bryn Evans, he doesn't look like he's been set back, so that could make it closer down to turn 1. And the two Red Bulls will be pulling into 18th and 19th place. Statlev on the last row. Kilintovic just in front. And the Grand Prix will be moments away. Here we go. It's raining. At the Hungaroring, we have 5 lights on. It's lights out, and away we go. And Guys van Leuven has got away well. He's in the lead going into turn 1. Bryn Evans maintaining his second position as Danny's on the outside. That is going to be Lol diving up the inside to try and take 4th place as round turn 1. Bryn Evans almost pulling wheel to wheel with van Leuven. He's trying to look around the outside of turn 2. No move on there, but it's very close in the battle for the lead of this race. Van Leuven getting a bit out of shape. That could allow Evans to have a little look around the outside. Going into turn 4. As is Evans allowed the space, he's looking up the inside of turn 5. And Evans does take the lead of the Hungarian Grand Prix, and Van Leuven might lose second place here to Danny, and he has. Hugo has dropped back. Van Leuven cuts the chicane. Will he have to give the place back? He does, and that might allow Lol to look around the outside. It's a great start from the Mercedes drivers as Van Leuven's wide again, and Dylan goes through on Lol, and Van Leuven hits the barrier there. Turn 11. And also going wide there, Charlotte Perkins getting out of shape, and now potentially looking up the inside into turn 12. It's side by side there, and in the end Bryn Evans is going to lead at the end of the first lap of the Hungarian Grand Prix. It's a great start for the Racing Bulls. Van Leuven down to 11th place. I don't think he's picked up damage, but he has dropped back severely as down the inside, well, around the outside here, James Nijhuis looking for the move on Lol. Van Leuven making up places. now trying to fight back through. We saw the battle with Parker and also XR Rambo, and now Dropbox is getting involved. XR Rambo lagging a bit, as is Dropbox there. And the move has been done. Dropbox ahead. Van Leeuwen now back up to 8th here as we're on the second lap of the race. And Evans already with over that 1 second lead, which he requires. So that's looking good for him. The Red Bulls making their way back through the field, and they're now up in 12th and 13th place, stat level ahead of Kalin Tovic, who did start 1 place ahead of him, so they've swapped around at some point on the opening lap and a half. But Evans clearly streaking away, and I wonder how the conditions will change. We can see overcast conditions appearing in about 30 minutes according to that, so we'll have to watch out and see. You can see the rain is going to be decreasing, or the precipitation will be 65, 52, 38, and then down to 16, so have to see how that goes. Parker is very close to Guys Van Leeuwen as they run down towards turn 1. Is Van Leeuwen in a defensive mode here because Parker is diving up the inside of the McLaren who started on pole, and they look to get the power down towards turn number 2, and Parker is still behind, and the 2 Red Bulls have now swapped around again, and Parker is still oh so close to Van Leeuwen, but no move is on. But now Van Leeuwen almost getting either the line being offset, and is there an exit here for Parker? He's desperately trying it, and the move at the inside of the chicane, turn 6, and again Van Leeuwen cuts across, and when he rejoins, he will be behind the Williams. He's still trying to keep it wheel to wheel, but he is behind there, going around turn 9. And Parker moving up a place. He started all the way back down in 17th, and now he's up into 8th. And the points is a great start for him. It's a poor start for the 2 Saubers, who've dropped back 4 and 6 places respectively. But there will be opportunities to fight back later in the race. Senior Ghosts closing in here, and Adam's getting way out of shape, and Senor might have the opportunity to make the move if he can get in the slipstream. No DRS active in wet weather conditions, and you have to be brave on the brakes to make a move from there. And he's not able to get it on this occasion. Keeping close attention is Donut, just behind Hugo in 17th there. James News, his strong pace at this point, it seems. He's keeping with Lol. They have similar pace, but the battle is on. And further ahead, Dylan looking to close in on Danny. And Dylan has done the setting now, so thank you to him. And we will now see if the Aston Martin can have a look. There is the first time penalty of the day, and it goes to James News. You could have had a bet on there, and probably wouldn't have got too great odds for that, because that is probably a common occurrence in this league. Parker really looks on it. He's now potentially going to be having a look at getting a move on Charlotte Perkins, who seems to be struggling a bit in the Ferrari so far in this race. Evans is dominating, but Parker is getting in the slipstream down towards turn 1, and he's not gaining too much, but there might be a move for a dive like he did on Guys Van Leeuwen. It's late on the brakes. Is there a cutback? Switcheroo move from Charlotte Perkins down to turn 2, move to the inside line, and Parker is ahead. Going around that corner, Perkins unable to make the move, but now gets a great exit down to turn 4, but the Williams is too far ahead, and has got that place. Now moving all the way up into 7th place already in this race. So, Bryn Evans absolutely dominating from 2nd place at the moment. 2nd place where he started, the 2nd lap quicker than Danny behind and setting more purple sectors. Jonathan Haas is disconnected. He's not part of this race as it stands at the moment, so that we can kind of ignore the Haas in last for now. But now we will move our attention to the Red Bulls, trying to fight their way back into the points after a double Q1 knockout, having the last 2 spots on the grid. And Kenny Montovic, who took pole in Japan, will be looking to find some form again after some incidents in Miami. The last race he was here. So much lag going on. I don't know if this is just me or if this is the whole like peer-to-peer connection, the lobby, or what, because I know that when you actually host, not actually the game's being fully hosted, it's like some people are connecting to each other's computers and consoles, so yeah, I'm not entirely sure, but there's not a lot we can do, so you can still see what's happening. I mean, some people are not really lagging, so yeah. Riding on board with Julian. He looks to get XR Rambo at some point in the next couple of laps. Gaining many places, both Red Bull cars in this race. And there's not a move on that occasion. He's Van Leuven. Now as Perkins has been dropped by Perkins has been dropped there by Parker, and then there's all sorts of lag again, but we'll see. Van Leuven have a look for a move at some point. You'd like to think that's what he will be trying to do. And that is not a great exit going out of turn 1. So, Dylan now has dropped back a little bit from Danny on the last lap, and now even Lol is closing in, potentially looking to try to get a move on. There's a yellow further back. That looks like the Williams there of Adam is out of the race there, down towards turn 4. We can't actually ride on board with him, and probably by the time this AI car gets there, the car will be cleared away, but we haven't got a safety car. There, he's just pulled over. I think he's retired. I just want to make sure the safety car's on. I mean, if it's off, then we might... nothing's going to happen anyway. Okay, safety car is on, so we do not have any mistakes there, but yeah, I think he just pressed the retire button in game, so there's no problems. Kalen Montovic looking to set up the move. He's been chasing for a while. A couple of drivers in the pits already. This is the moment to switch to slicks, I think. And some drivers have taken it. Rain now clearing up. Track looks pretty dry. And now we will have to see as down the inside there goes Julian. Tries to get it stopped. Rambo will get a better exit. We'll have to see how the mediums and hards go for those who are just coming out the pits. Our hard tyre is going to make it to the end from here. Hard tyres for drop hooks. This race we got a yellow down to turn 1. But that gets quickly cleared. And we're back to racing speed. We'll have to look at the sectors now for those who have gone for slick tyres. And we'll have to look at the gaps. How quickly will those tyres warm up? Because Danny seems to be losing a lot of time. Dylan potentially looking for a move, but there's a lot of time loss. Dropperx has been overtaken by the AI of Jonathan. Potential more issues for Senor Ghosts. I don't think the tyres are right. At the moment, the slick's not quite firing up. And that's been shown by Evans staying out. Evans with a 32.8 there. We've got 33s from some of those. Let's see, a slick time 37, so losing about 4 to 5 seconds in just the middle part of the lap. So you can see he's really struggling. There's glossy new tyres, not gripping up, not heating up to temperature. Statlev's taken it. Potential issue as well there for Donuts, who's coming to a bit of a halt. He's on the slicks. Damage for Dropperx and Senor Ghosts. Statlev taking the tyre change. Green sector for... No, that's just that's the AI car of Jonathan setting a green sector. 27.4 from Dropperx in the final sector. 26.1 from Coys. Tyres starting to fire up. And maybe this might be the lap. Danny has hit the wall. He's lost both end plates on the run after turn 3 towards turn 4. Those tyres are tricky. And it's another incident as Evans continues to just go on with his race. For the moment, he's not deciding that now is the time to box. He's just staying out and has Parker disconnected. He's been overtaken back by Perkins and Van Leuven. And now, yellow flag, the safety car's been deployed. And now it is time to pit. Not quite sure what that's for though. There is maybe debris from some of those incidents, but not quite seeing Dropperx out of the race. He's retired in the pits, I think, so nothing doing there. But we have the safety car out here on lap 10. And that could mix up the order a bit. Because, well, those who pitted earlier are really getting the double whammy now. Their tyres didn't work. And then they've also now not been able to gain the time back because of the safety car that's going to completely hamper their potential. But this is going to wipe out a huge lead that Evans has had in this race. Been doing great lap times. And now will be completely wiped away and it'll be time for the slicks. And now then, do we think the hard tyres can go to the end from here? Have to see. Yeah, it's just... So... It's telling me that Hugo out there, his tyres are on 47%. And he's been on them for not even a lap. So, what has gone on there to result in that? Not quite sure, but now everyone's probably going to be in the pits, and yeah, that's going to be Evans maintaining his lead. There we go. Fresh hard tyres going on. And then, there we go. But Parker's AI is just deciding, yep, just going to stay out with the inters. So, yeah. But there we go. Evans maintaining his lead, and now he's got a bit of a rear gunner. But that AI car will probably peel into the pits eventually. The other AI of Jonathan is also just deciding to drive by the pits. Still on slick tyres. And there we go. Under the safety car. Mercedes AMG Black Series. GT Black Series, I think. That's the name of it. And it's leading. Safety car's been called out for the first time in a little while, and we had a few incidents before that didn't result in anything, but now we finally have the safety car. So, just have a quick little look at what's actually going on. We could ignore Ram there, which is Parker, because he's obviously disconnected or something. And then, yeah, so Danny's really lost out by hitting the wall as well. But not quite sure where that safety car came from. There was a safety car, a virtual safety car in Division 2 yesterday, which wasn't sure where it came from either. But, well, there we are. And we'll see how the tyres last to the end of the race. No rain expected for now. Just overcast conditions, light clouds appearing towards the end of the race. We're on lap 12 of 35. And Evans has led from the start. After starting from second, got the lead down to turn 4. And on the outside, he hasn't looked back. Guys van Leuven, on the other hand, has gone the opposite way, losing many positions, trying to fight, getting swallowed up the first lap, but now has been fighting back through. With Parker out of the way, kind of, that will be a position gain back as well. He already gained that position back on track when he disconnected the first time, but obviously, yeah, he didn't. Yeah, now he's gained the position back because the AI has just decided to stay out. So, you can see Donut here, down in 17th place, just trying to catch the pack. Wing damage for Senior Ghosts on the right side. Not quite visible damage there, but we'll take its word. The safety car. What is going on now? There we are. The AI has finally decided to pit. And I wonder if that ruined Evans' run of leading every single lap, because now then, of course, that, I don't know, did the Williams cross the line there first? Start lap 13. So, lap 13 of 35, and just waiting for some of those to catch the back of the pack, and then the safety car will probably be withdrawn at the end of this one, you'd think. You'd like to think it'd be withdrawn now because of everything should be cleared up. And these drivers should comfortably catch the back of the pack. And there, Donut. Donut is really pushing on here behind Senior Ghosts. Donut with the fastest lap of the race, trying to catch the back of the pack. That shows the conditions are perfect now for the slicks. And we'll see if it will be withdrawn at the end of this lap. Indeed it is. So the decision now goes to Evans, to his responsibility now to be the safety car, drive in a normal manner, no erratic movements now, and he'll pick his restart moments when the time comes. I think either around here or around the last corner. And he's got a huge gap now. Lol has been caught sleeping, as Bryn Evans already opens up a couple of second gap, I think, there on the safety car restart. It's an absolute gift for the Racing Bulls, who now has a clear lead. This is Alex looking to challenge James Nihus on the safety car restart and trying to fire up those hard compound tyres. He's got the place. It's a double Racing Bulls on the podium at the moment. Statlev is ahead of Hugo. The Red Bull making a move. So Evans with already a 2.5 second lead. Perfect safety car restart. Lol completely caught out as Perkins picks up a 3-second time penalty. We'll just check the warning situation. Those are the track limit warnings for every driver. Quite a few with 0, so well done to them. But we'll quickly get back to see if there are any battles. Mainly battles will happen down the first and 2 lone DRS zones. 1 detection point coming up before turn 14, the last corner of the racetrack. And this is Hugo, who's lost the place to Statlev. Danny as well will be looking to get a move on. At some point, you think the Mercedes will be fighting his way back through the pack. We're on lap 14 of 35, and Ghosts has made a move on Jarvis Coyd. And that's 13th place for the Aston Martin. And as well, Donut getting the move done. And now it's the run down to turn 1. Hugo very wide there. A stat level look to get the move on Dylan. He'll go round the long way. Doesn't look for a switchback. Slight contact, I think, between the Aston Martin and Red Bull. Behind as well, Danny getting the move on Hugo. Hugo breaks deep. Danny will get the cut back. Danny to 11th place ahead of the Sauber car on lap 15. So Hugo trying to put up the defense, but in the end Danny saw that coming and was able to set the move. And now we will look to see potentially more overtakes on the next lap. We get a bit of a lull as drivers will have to just follow their way. In the last sector, Alex looks quick at the moment. He looks on it and now wants to fight back. Started all the way down in 9th. Now looking to make it a Racing Bulls 1-2. James Nihus looking for a first RFC podium. He's been trying to get a podium for such a long time. Streak might run as long as Nico Hulkenberg if he keeps this going, but I think it might be a bit less than that by the time he eventually gets a podium, as Alex goes up the inside and gets the place on Lol, as Gies van Leuven gets it done on Perkins. Perkins saw that coming, tried to swap, and van Leuven now will go the long way around the outside of turn 2, doesn't come back, but still might get a decent exit. But Perkins has got it covered on this occasion. She's scrapping away, trying to hold on to 5th place. And James ahead is in the fight for the podium. He does have a 3-second time penalty, so he would currently not be getting it even if he gets into the podium places, but who's to say he isn't going to be able to pull a gap. Obviously he needs to avoid getting any other penalties if he is to do that. Danny now following close to Dylan. Dylan, who started well up there on the second row of the grid. And Senor Ghosts getting a move. That is Donut, who's got a bit out of shape, and he's lost a few places there. And now Dylan as well. So just as we looked further back, we also saw Dylan there getting out of shape. Danny's got by. Senor Ghost has Kalin and Tovic getting to the inside and getting the place. And is it synchronized movements from Red Bull? Statlev will get DRS, XR Rambo won't. Statlev should be able to have a run, if not into turn 3, if not into turn 2, he'll surely get a run down towards turn 4. And he'll get the batteries on if he's thinking of it, but he might just have to hold back for another lap. And this will allow his teammate to get away. XR Rambo will find it difficult to hold on. And he gets all out of shape, out of 5, but he's not quite, Statlev isn't quite able to get the move. That is Donut having an issue after turn 4 on the entry really into 5. And he's now dropped back only to just being ahead of those cars who have disconnected. Kalin and Tovic losing places. And the Red Bull tumbling out of the points as Dylan's going to get the move on the inside. Rear wing damage there as Dylan is spun around in the background. Kalin and Tovic with rear wing damage on his car. And that is surely going to be his race over. As Danny now will be looking to get XR Rambo. He's got ahead of Statlev. And now he's ahead of XR Rambo, and Statlev is going to have to do the same thing, which he tried to do on the previous lap. He's closer on this occasion. They bang wheels, and Statlev goes all the way around the outside. Can he get the traction? XR Rambo will have to give the space, and Statlev goes over the grass, and they're wheel to wheel. They lock on down towards turn 4, and Rambo sent spinning into the wall. And that's given him wing damage. So, contact between Statlev and XR Rambo. Statlev coming off better on that occasion. XR Rambo now with damage. How is Kalin and Tovic going? He's seemingly somehow keeping control of his car, but look at the sliding with that rear wing. He can surely still just about nurse this into the points, you'd think. But it's not going to be easy. There's another yellow. That was just ahead of where we are at the moment. Something going on. Union really having to predict what his car's going to do to keep control, keep this measured. And now there's even potentially a gap opening up in the entry to 14. There may still yet be a move just easily down to turn 1. And he does get ahead, and he'll now get a double dose of DRS on the run down to turn 2. As Lol is still close to Alex, but he's not quite able to get the move yet. Medium tyres for him. Don't know if those tyres are going to make it to the end of the race. Yeah, it'll be close for these drivers. With some of them as well had their slicks a bit earlier. Yellow flag. Statlev is stopped on the entry to 5. He's hit the wall and he's just stopped now on the circuit. Seemed to be reset to track there. So I don't know if that was on purpose or what, but seemed to just be stopped. Fortunately, no safety car deployed from just him being stopped there for no reason, basically. There's another yellow. That's the other Red Bull, who's dropped back again. So Red Bull having a nightmare lap 20 here. Or lap 19, really. They're still on lap 19. And that's now Kalin and Tovic getting a bit out of shape there. There's another yellow. That is Statlev again, going over the grass. And losing it there. And Danny is ahead of Gies van Leuven. He had the second helping of DRS down to turn 2, and he used that to good effect to stay ahead. And there we go. Statlev will surely be retiring from the race. And yes, Statlev has retired. The other Red Bull still in the race. Red Bull was seemingly on for a decent recovery after being 18th and 19th on the grid. But Statlev now out. Kalin and Tovic keep still going, but with rear wing damage, which is you can't actually fix. So, yeah, that's unfortunate there for Red Bull, but, well, in the end, they've had some tussles, and that qualifying has really cost them, because they've had to battle cars, and when you battle, there's always the risk of contact and damage, and that's exactly what's happened. And there's still a yellow, but that is just for Statlev's car that's going back out the pits, the AI. And now, what has happened here? We have Alex behind Bryn Evans, but within DRS. So has Evans dropped back to give the DRS? Potentially, or has he made a mistake? Can't imagine him making too big of a mistake after what we've seen. But just as we're seeing that Red Bull, yeah, having the difficulties. Yep, Salva in the points as it stands at the moment. Coyd will be looking to change that, as will Dylan and Kalin and Tovic. And Red Bull with another nightmare race, just like in Div 2. They had a double DNF there. And yeah, they're looking like they might be having another miserable race. They had a miserable qualifying. And now the repair bills will surely be quite high, if there are actually repair bills. But now we're seeing Bryn Evans leading by a few tenths. But I wonder if they're just, discussing this through. They were teammates in the Red Bull last week, thinking through the strategies en route to a 1-3 finish. And Perkins now baiting to the pits. So believing that those tyres are not going to go the distance, so taking an early decision which will benefit her in the long run, because if you hang it out there too long trying to make a one-stop work and then suddenly have to go into a two-stop, you're going to cost yourselves a lot of time. We've seen that many times in real life where drivers think they can do one-stop or teams, but Alex running wide there, that's given him a track limit penalty. That is not ideal at all for him. We have side-by-side action between Hugo and Jarvis Coyd. And Hugo is just ahead of Coyd, but Coyd is going to be looking to go around the outside into turn 4. They slightly make contact. Hugo is just ahead of the Alpine. Kick Sauber looking for points in Division 1 for the first time this season. And now they're running in 9th place due to Perkins' stop. But they would still be running in 10th nevertheless. So this is new heights for Sauber. And Coyd now, though, with a great run into turn 12. Not quite late enough on the brakes, as it seems like Perkins has potentially had an issue, or potentially that was Coyd causing that yellow flag being overtaken by Kalin and Tovic, who somehow got ahead there, wiggling away with that rear wing damage. And now Coyd in the slipstream down towards turn 1. Hugo's got a bit of a buffer, and Kalin and Tovic dives up the inside, and that will not be helping his run down towards turn 2, because the Alpine will be that much closer, but still can't quite make a move. And we may even have to look forward now, as Kalin and Tovic is looking to line up the Sauber of Hugo. From wing damage for Gies van Leuven. XR Rambo, of course, we did see having contact with Statlev. Statlev now out of the race. And yeah, that is Red Bull's day. Potentially only having to be recovered here by a few solitary points that Kalin Tovic might just be able to get. Is there another run down to turn 12? DRS on this occasion. James Nihus in the pits as Hugo goes wide, and that might allow the move here around the outside. Kalin and Tovic, who's got DRS. There's another yellow. That might be the Mercedes, and Kalin and Tovic has got DRS and is ahead, as Coyd also goes for the move. Late on the brakes from Hugo, keeps hold of the position momentarily, and Coyd having to letting by Charlotte Perkins, so no idea what's gone on there. And Coyd running wide. Something going on with Coyd, not quite sure, but now Perkins is going to be all over Hugo here. Perkins looking to get the move on the team she raced for the first half of last season. And she's going to dive up the inside. Can't quite get the move. Sets Hugo offline. And he's pushing the Sauber through, but this is going to be costing time. This strategy to pit now has resulted in this situation where she's having to make moves as she runs wide. And that might... She's run wide, and now she's off again. And now James Nihus is making the move on Hugo. So not quite sure what happened there. Maybe Perkins ran wide and then had to give the place back, maybe, or I'm not sure. But now she is ahead of the Sauber. So is the Sauber of Hugo going to be able to make the move? Don't think so. Hugo's tyres now pretty much second hand. I don't think they're going to make it to the end of the race. Can the front runners make it to the end? Their tyres look in better shape. They've not had to be doing the wrestling of the car that's having to be done by the Sauber drivers. And Donut, talking of Sauber drivers, is now in the pits along with those two AI cars. And this is costing so much time for the Ferraris. Oh, as Kalin Nantovic spins and is going to lose many places. And he's now running in 10th place. And that rear wing damage has severely hampered his progress. And he just got caught out there. It's difficult to drive with rear wing damage. We also saw rear wing damage yesterday for Martin Jardin. And he had to retire in the pits. He crashed about 3 or 4 times at least. Here we go. Danny gaining on Dylan. Both having pitted quite recently. It's a purple middle sector for Danny. And it seems like those racing bulls are just storming away with those DRS. With that DRS game being used to just pull each other along. And there is the move for Danny. He's got it. Down into turn 1 as Donut gets a penalty. Kalin Nantovic ahead of Coyd. We'll just have a quick little look at the ages of the tyres of all of those out there. You can see Gies van Leuven done a great job with his tyres. Look at his tyre wear compared to, like, if we swap here to Evans. You know, he's managing that super well. Gies van Leuven, but he is managing damage on his car. And I wonder what is going on. The lag spike there or something. And now Danny is all over Kalin Nantovic. He's going to go around the outside here, which becomes the inside. They lock on wheels, and it becomes dirty between the two of them. And Kalin Nantovic again is spun around at turn 11 this time. Danny going wide there on that corner, trying to go down the inside in the end. But yeah, there is James Nihus. I hope I'm saying his name right for about the 20th time today. James there sets the fastest lap. He has got a time penalty as well, which doesn't show because of the fact he's got the fastest lap. And Hugo now looking pretty decent to just be in these points, around these points scoring positions. Jarvis Coyd with much better tyres. Well, 22% better tyres is just behind. XR Rambo will be fighting back as well, I'm sure. And there we go, Racing Bulls with the 1-2 at the moment, looking to score major points over their competitors. Currently we're getting 43, no point for fastest lap in 2025. And yeah, so it doesn't matter that James has got that. We're just having a little look at the warning situation. He's actually got 6 seconds of time penalties now, but he has cleared the gap needed to get ahead of Charlotte Perkins. And maybe the 7th place curse might fall on Charlotte on this occasion. There's a yellow for the Haas of XR Rambo. He's lost a couple of seconds there. So I don't know what he's been up to. But there we go. He was looking to gain and try and make a push for the points, but now Coyd is going to be left to try and get past Hugo. Hugo's tyres are surely not going to make the end of the race, but I mean, he's got to go for it and risk it, I think. I guess. Yeah. He's just going to have to tiptoe around. Got to hope for a safety car, I guess. Otherwise it will be difficult to get that 10th place. And Lol is ahead of Senor Ghosts going into turn 11. So Senor seemingly let off there. He's got wing damage from before as well. But there we go, swap there. And that's Rambo again having difficulties. He has fixed his wing now though, so not quite sure what he's up to really. He's still not got wing damage on this stint, no, even despite the excursions, but that's not doing his tyre wear any good. So, the battle for the last point scoring position, last chance at points, is 10th place, and Sauber are going to bail into the pits, and the tyres just wouldn't be able to last. And now with Rambo having a few difficulties, might just gonna stop, see what's gonna happen. And Lol now looking on much fresher tyres to gain on Guys van Leuven. Pitted a few laps ago, did Lol 4 laps ago. And if those cars at the front can't make it to the end, this is going to be a net race lead for Lol and a chance for the first RFC victory. And he's really gaining in here. And Lol, with the freshest tyres of the front runners, he's being held up, but Guys van Leuven looking to hold on to his place on the podium. And no, 2 synchronized spins there, it seems, in turn 4, turn 5. Kenny Nantovic and Rambo. But anyway, we're back to this battle again. And the position swap has been made. And there is Hugo ahead of XR Rambo. So if anything happens to anyone ahead, that will be points for Sauber. And now the 2 race leaders enter 66% tyre wear for the pair of them. They are managing this to the end. Lol is going to be absolutely rapid. He seems to have got this strategy spot on here. And this will be a potential chance at victory for Mercedes as we enter the final 5 laps when they next cross the line. And there's a yellow again. That is on the main straight. And what is this camera angle? Excuse me. There we go. We're seeing that. We'll have a look and see what's going on here. We don't really know exactly, but Hugo did gain a second in the last sector, so if Coyd's tyres really drop off, he won't get a puncture, but he'll certainly be fearing the worst. And that's Rambo again having difficulties and spinning the car. His tyre temperature's just rapidly rising, and there's not a lot he can do, just compounding the problem. Contact between James Nihus and Senor Ghosts, and James is ahead. There's another yellow for Rambo, who's down to last place, even behind the other cars who have disconnected. But the battle for victory still runs on, and Lol is absolutely rapid at this point of the race. He's gaining a lot on these 2 cars, who might just be struggling for their tyres come the end of the race. 71% wear for Alex, and similar amounts of wear for Bryn Evans. And this might be a chance to either risk it or have to come in and see their victory drop away. They're probably going to risk it. But the tyre wear 73 for Bryn Evans on the left rear. And we're into the final 4 laps now. And there's another yellow. That's Kayleen Nantovic having another difficulty. Nihus is all over the back of the pole sitter. And Rambo has retired in the pit lane. It's going to be too late for any safety cars now, and no matter what happens. And Nihus makes the move, and Lol is still on his way towards those 2 race leaders who are now entering puncture territory Surely 74% wear for Bryn Evans. That's now 75. That is puncture territory for Bryn Evans. And Lol is rapidly closing in. And this could be a first Mercedes victory since Daniel Llorente in Bahrain, I think, last season. So Mercedes going a long time without seeing the checkered flag first, but it might be about to come because the two Racing Bulls looking wounded, looking like they've got no answer to the Mercedes pace, and they are rapidly closing in on picking up a puncture. And their cars, Lol, is closing in by many seconds every single lap. Closing in by 2.7 seconds on the last lap. And it's surely only a matter of time now, 3 laps to go. And Lol, with so much better tyres than the two drivers ahead, pitted only 8 laps ago. The two leaders have been in and out there for 22 laps since the safety car way back when. So we look to see what Lol can do, what the tyres will do for Racing Bulls. Because even when Lol catches, there will still be a bit of a DRS train potentially, but these two are risking it all. James Neus is right there. This could be a first RFC podium if any of these leaders have difficulties. And we look back to the battle for the final points as Hugo is gaining about almost 2 seconds every lap, but it probably won't be enough at this point. It's Coit's tyres are just about good enough to make it to the end of the race. Lol within the DRS now of Alex, who might have to play the team game to try and get Bryn Evans the victory, but there's no grip for Alex, and Lol looks up the inside, and surely there's no answer from the Racing Bulls. They're looking to hold on to a first victory this season, but Lol will want it for Mercedes, and Alex is going to push him all the way to the outside, and he maintains that second place. But now on the run towards turn 4, Lol is going to easily get ahead, and they make contact as Alex there gets back ahead of Lol. So Lol is now going to surely take the place into the chicane, and he has done that just. But has that cost the time now? Has Alex got himself a penalty for that move? Probably so, but has that got the victory for Bryn Evans? He's only got a lap and a few corners to go. Lol's tyres are so much better still, and Evans, every corner, is risking a puncture, especially to that rear left, but also that front left tyre now on its last legs. And now we're going to be starting the final lap of this race, as Evans will be starting that lap, and Lol is just 2 seconds away, and he's got a bit of help of DRS here from the Haas car there of Jonathan. Is just going to gain him a bit of time, and now we will see how Evans' tyres hold on. Lol is going to be rapidly closing in. This could come down to the last sector of the race. We have points battles going on down there in 7th, 8th and 9th, but this is the battle that everybody wants to see. It's going to go down to the wire. Is it going to be Evans, and is it going to be Lol? Evans is nursing that car around in the middle part of the lap, and he's only got a sector and a half to go before he could see the checkered flag first. Was on the podium on his debut race in Canada, and he's so close to a victory for Racing Bulls, but Lol is just 2 tenths behind, and the battle is going to go down to turn 13 and turn 14. Lol chasing a first RFC victory goes to the outside. There's contact between Evans and Lol, and that might just have secured the advantage that Evans needs, because Lol is going to round the final corner, but Evans is out of it ahead. He's managed to hold on Bryn Evans wins the Hungarian Grand Prix ahead of Lol. Alex and James Neus across the line there for third and fourth. As there, James drops back to fifth because of the penalties, but we'll have to see what happens to Alex as well in the post-race. It's a photo finish. Perkins is in the barriers up to the line, but there we go. Coyd is going to hold on there. Coyd with no time penalties should hold on. Hugo was gaining. Coyd steadied that charge. And, well then, Sauber's chase for points goes on. It was close on this occasion. Donuts all the way back in 12th, still gaining. But Bryn Evans from second on the grid has won this race as it stands at the moment. And there was contact in that last sector, which I'm sure is going to be under review. But as it stands, well, Racing Bulls have a double podium. If anything happens to Alex, then obviously those behind will gain and profit positions. It was quite close in the end, all the way down in the points. It closed up, those tyres being pushed to the limit. And well, we'll have to see what happens in the steward's room. So we'll do some quick interviews. I'm not going to be like hours like we normally do, but I'll open it up. So then, let's get some interviews going. Hello. James, what are you doing here?
Just felt like it, mate. Disqualify someone now. Disqualify that Alex, disgusting driver.
Oh, what a shame.
Oh,
Going up the inside.
dirty move on the Mercedes. And rule FAA now.
I'm going to go on my other monitor and I'm going to watch the clip back from my perspective because I locked up into the second to last corner, which cost me to go deep into the corner and make contact with the Mercedes, which he's now crying about.
Nerd emoji.
It's like, I admit I locked up and I've said sorry in the chat, but apparently that's not good enough.
No.
Just because we made a strategy work. It was hard, but we did.
Just because you're getting beat by the egg.
Simon, shut your mouth.
So what did you make of the race, James? Did you see much of it?
Right, from what I've seen, from my POVs watching, the Red Bulls are absolute clowns. Nah, Statlev, he's a nice guy, but he wasn't the best that race. I like Statlev. And then Alex, that was just stupid defending on the Mercedes. It's not DSQ worthy, but it is penalty worthy. Charlotte Perkins made a stupid move around the outside of Hugo, blamed Hugo, took the position, didn't give anything back. So that should be penalised. But I don't. Yeah. The Alpine was actually quite
Was that
good.
like when I was confused what was happening?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She said he pushed her wide. I was watching the stream. You were watching it. He did not push her wide, did he?
I mean, I'll have to watch it back. I was confused what was happening when I saw it at the time. But yeah, I know what you mean.
Just to qualify everyone in the top 10.
What, and then Salva's P1,
Double
P2?
1-2. Yeah. Just disqualify everyone other than Donut and Hugo. Yeah, thanks, Simon. Shut up. I can't see what he's saying. Just felt like saying it.
Right, I'm just intrigued. I'm just trying to get the clip of that Mercedes incident to sort of show my POV because.
No emoji.
Yeah, well, I'll play back the POV of the stream on the actual stream.
Okay, 2
now.
seconds. Let me get onto the stream then.
Yeah. But the POV was from the Mercedes on board, but still. It was...
Okay, let's have a quick look. Where is it? Where is it? Socials. Twitch. Yes.
Well, I'll pause it a second then because otherwise it'll go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, go on.
Go away, Kowalski.
Oh, I'd block. Thank you. Helpful. Okay.
Imagine not subscribing.
Right, I mean, okay, watching it from his onboard there, I locked up and he just basically didn't anticipate me to lock up and he's gone into the side of me.
Yeah,
So
but
if
from that POV, you can't see a lock-up either.
Okay, well, wait for my POV before you make judgments. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm just saying that's why he's frustrated, because he hasn't seen your POV. And he'll be like, you just pushed him wide for no reason to keep the position.
Yeah, no, I haven't done that.
Skill issue as well for locking up.
Mate, I was on 80% hards. I don't think I could have done much more.
Well, what you do next is just ban Bryn. No, not Bryn. Simon, sorry. And Sunshine. Sorry, Sunshine. You left the lead yourself.
He's going to round the final corner, but Evans is out of it ahead.
And we ban Mons because he's a weird guy.
Bryn Evans wins the Hungarian Grand Prix ahead. What's happened here to James?
Kiss,
Good for him. The Red Bulls making their way back through the field. Hungarian Grand Prix. He cuts the chicane.
Right, let's get my where's my
Send it to
thingy
Mons
download?
and it goes on the stream.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Oh, good boy.
Just wait for it to just.
He knows, Mons. He knows to be a good boy.
Right, the only way that I can do is I'm going to have to quickly upload it to YouTube.
Here we go.
Self-promotion.
It's raining.
Banned.
No, I can't. That's the only way I can do it because I don't have Discord Nitro. So.
Get better. Mons gift him it now.
Okay,
and Pookie.
Going into turn one, Bryn Evans maintaining his second
Right, come
position.
on, load
As Danny's
studio.
on the outside. That is going to be Lol diving up the inside to try and take fourth place as round turn one. Bryn Evans almost pulling wheel to wheel with Van Leuven. He's trying to look around the outside of turn two.
Pushing the Murph
No
off.
move on there.
That was like lap 34.
That will be points
Yeah,
for
can you see that?
Salva.
Yeah, if I can find it.
And now
Well, I mean, I will find it.
now of Alex.
Good boy.
Might have to play the team
Here we go.
game
That's
to
fun,
try
yeah.
and get Bryn Evans the victory, but there's no grip for Alex. And Lowell looks up the inside, and surely there's no answer.
Good move.
From the racing
Didn't
Bulls.
cause
They're looking to
contact.
hold
Then the
on
wheel locking
to their
starts.
first
Who's
victory
joined?
this season, but Lowell will
Then the wheel
once
locking
again
just
save
starts.
and Alex
Oh, hi
will
Hugo,
push him
beautiful.
all the way to the outside.
Then he pushes him
and
wide, nearly spins him out.
second place, but
And yeah.
now on the run
I've sent you more
towards turn
POV, man.
4. Lolly's going
All
to
right, let's have a
easily
look.
get ahead,
Hello?
and they made
Hi, Hugo.
contact.
Mine's-
as Alex
Hello.
then
Hi.
Bloody
Hi.
hell.
back
I love you.
ahead of
Why
Lolly.
is my game not
So
force
Lolly's
quitting?
now
Because I'm
gonna
having to try and
surely
close it,
take
but it
the
won't
place
close.
into
Right,
the
end task.
chicane, and he has done
There we go,
that
finally.
just.
Hugo, no
But
swearing,
has
boy.
that cost the time now as Alex
No swearing.
Right, who's
got himself
The
a
people
Who's
dent
just
swear all the
for
driving?
that
time here
move.
in these
Probably
Me.
interviews.
Yeah, but
the victory for
yeah,
God.
but Hugo will say
He's only
something
got a lap
different.
and a few corners to
Start
go.
Oh,
saying it
God,
in
it's
different
great.
language.
Other James.
It's not like I'm going to say the N-word, relax.
You might.
Is risking a puncture, especially to
Right,
that
come on.
rear left, but also that front
Well, I'll
left
have a look at
tyre
your
now
POV,
on
Alex.
its last
Hugo, how did you
legs.
find the race?
And now
Uh,
we're gonna be starting the
First I got
final
pushed
lap
left.
of
Wait,
this
there we go.
race.
Microphone is working. First I got pushed left,
As
then I got
Evans
pushed right,
will be
then I got
starting that
spun,
lap,
and then I got pushed
and
left again.
Lowell is just 2
That's
seconds
Sounds like a
basically
you
away.
problem. Joking.
I'm what a race. I was pissed off about this. All my days, the setup was so ass.
You were weed off.
You
You're
guys,
still buns.
yeah, the medium stint. Jesus Christ, dude. The car, or like with the setup I was using, had no pace on the mediums. It was so slidey. Then I come to the hards. The hards were brilliant. The hards were perfect. It was so good. Like I was enjoying every corner with the hards. Just the mediums were so shit. Huh?
Your hands aren't gonna kiss you. Stop blaming
I
them.
wish I would at this point. I wish I would. The hards were just that amazing, mate. It was just so good. I was having the time of my life on those
They weren't
hards.
that good, mate. They weren't that good.
No, I love them. I love them. I think the setup was made for the hearts at that point. Because, like, for me, the hearts just like they were so good. I would glaze the fuck out of the hearts. It was brilliant. The mediums, pure dog shit. The inters, pure dog shit. Hearts, brilliant.
I'm gonna kill myself in a minute.
I literally just had, oh yes,
Okay.
front sliding. Oh yes, front sliding. Oh yes, front sliding.
Yes.
I literally,
sliding,
every
it's the
corner I
front,
went
it's the
into,
right.
I was like, okay, front end, do you want to respond? And then I was overcompensating by braking, and then I was locking that inside front heavily going into like turn 2 in that. It was just
Wendell.
every left-hand corner, I couldn't stop that inside front from fucking locking all race. Sorry, language.
Type shit. I know.
What you do basically, don't turn when you're braking.
Can we like disqualify this guy for
No, no,
swearing?
no.
So I get a point.
Yeah.
As-
Come on, it's the F1 FIA system here. Come on. It's
shit.
really
Actually,
Yeah,
the FIA system is not a
Luckily, we've
disqualification,
not
it's
got
actually a
Mohammed
fine.
Ben
So I'll take a fine, thank you.
in charge
All right,
here.
you can send me the money. I'll take it.
no, I'll have it.
Okay, how much am I fined? £5? Deal.
Yeah,
Nope.
go ahead.
I'm
Yeah,
fine.
I take it. Give me any sum and I take it. I'm a poor student. Like,
I
I
work
need
for
the money.
Volkswagen, so.
Alex, what happened to you in the last few laps? Because like you were 6 seconds in front, and then on the last lap I was like about to overtake you, but you know
No,
the
but
race
they
ended.
had 80% tires.
Oh shit, that makes sense. Because I was like, holy shit, I was catching you in 2 laps, but like 6 seconds, you're like numb.
Punk shot for.
I wish you had the puncher, Alex. I really wish you had one. I'm not gonna lie to you. What happened to the Red Bulls though? They were dog shit today.
one of them had rear
I
wing
mean,
damage,
right
I
now.
believe.
Yeah, one of
'Cause
them
he
had
was-
the
Again?
rear wing. He kept losing the back of the car.
Yeah.
Skelly shit.
Well,
I had
He's
that
fun.
guy. I had that guy spin in front of me like 15 times.
Yeah, he did. He kept spinning
I
against
had.
the
I think
wall.
it was. I had
And
Julian
Rambo
when I was
as well
pitted for
kept doing the
Haas
same thing.
to. Yeah, I saw. Yeah, he was in the VC with us, but
No, it's not
yeah,
me.
I had Julian in front of me. He was defending like an absolute moron. He was defending like prime 2016 Max Verstappen. That was so annoying until he spun out himself.
How the wait? Oh, almost word. How do you spell management? I think that's
No,
MANGEMENT.
there's not an A before the
yeah. Okay, I'm not asking the British guy again.
No, it's Mangement.
MENT.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Welsh boy. Thanks, Welsh boy.
I tell you what, that
Imagine
lap
being
one
Welsh.
though, I have never sort of like
Imagine being Welsh.
my backside being so clenched before. Going
Well,
side by side with
yeah.
guys.
Mods ban this guy called James, called Nias.
That was the best
What?
battle I've had on lap 1. I can't lie.
Yeah, Bryn, your band. Sorry, you work at Volkswagen. That's why.
By the way, James, did you see the clip I sent you?
Yeah, and I'm playing against
which clip?
Liverpool past and present. I'm gonna
That's
cry.
jobism. That is just jobism.
I'm playing against Liverpool past and present. Shush, I need to lock in.
Wait, which James you talking to? Me or the other one?
All of you.
There's 2 James here. Oh, okay, because there's 2 James, mate. There's 2 of us.
They're
Oh my
talking
God.
to me and you and me and you.
These
okay,
are the
okay.
linked ones. I don't know whether it's going to work yet, but
Alright, yeah, I'll have a look.
check DM. I've just
Yeah.
uploaded it, so
No move on
hopefully
there,
it should work.
but
But
it's very close
Yeah.
in the battle for the lead of this race.
Might not be
Leuven
HD
getting a bit
yet,
out of
but-
shape.
No!
What's your guys' wings? What was your guys' wings on for the race?
50-50. Yes, they were too low. Yes, it didn't work.
I was on 50-47.
And Evans does take the
Okay,
lead
yeah, I
of
was
the
debating taking lower, but I took kinda
Hungarian
high.
Van
I
Leuven
I'm a
might
bit
lose
annoyed
some
with
pace
the
today, but
interstint
he has
because of
really
the
stopped
setup
back.
was a
Van
dry
Leuven
setup,
does the chicane,
and I had like
really has to
no
get the
grip. Like
place
I
back, he
there was just
does.
nothing there. I was
Almost
sliding
along
everywhere.
to look
Like
around
even
the
like even the
outside.
straight, the car was just sliding out.
From the Mercedes drivers as Van Leuven's wide again,
Um,
and Dylan
right.
goes through on
Is that
long.
clip working,
Yeah,
Mons?
I'll have a look at that now. I
There we
think
go.
it should.
All the gang's done.
Gives a go.
How many people in a VC? God, I need my fan. I need to move it over here and cool the nether region. I need to lower my seat down. That's better. Whew.
Cheers for the roaming commentary there, Jeff.
Alright, here
No
we
worries,
go.
mate. No
Should-
worries.
Should be
That's
working.
£10 fine.
Okay, sweet. It's only a tenner.
DM me. Send me and I'll
Alright.
send you the info.
Right, the clip
Send
is
me your
working.
PayPal.
Yeah, just DM me it.
The fuck? What are you guys? Are you? What the fuck? What you mean PayPal? What's going on? What the fuck? What am I listening to? What's going on? You paying it for what?
I don't
For
know why
winning?
it's a minute 50 long, but like, at least you
Yeah,
can see
it's-
my.
Yeah, he's
fine.
paying me because my name's James. My name's Jeff.
My name, Joe? Oh, I got it.
You can see the lockup on the inside front. I didn't mean to.
I don't know my PayPal info.
Anyways, about that
What the fuck?
fine.
So who was it that owes me it?
So what do you think to that, Mons? If you, like,
Who is it that owes me
obviously
the
I
money?
could have done a better job. Like,
Well, I just see it's like a minor kind of collision that happened. It's not like
Alex.
nothing major, but yeah.
but I was really struggling in that final corner. I mean, you could see my tire indicator is bright red.
Yeah, I mean, I can see
I
your
was
tyres.
struggling.
I was expecting a puncture for at least one of you, but
But that's why during the race, I don't know whether you noticed, but me and Alex slowed right down in the middle sector every lap
yeah, you were just
because we were like 2 or 3 seconds a lap slower because we were trying to protect the tyres.
yeah.
And to be fair,
That's fair.
if we
Yeah,
had,
No, keep talking about it. Sorry.
so if we hadn't have done that, we wouldn't have made it to the end.
Mhm.
Basically, we had to do that, and we did it for about what was it, about 7 or 8 laps, Alex?
Interesting.
Yeah, something like that.
Who owes me the money? No. Who was it that owes me the money? I don't know. I can't recognise your voice. Who was the one that said they owed me the money? Was it you, Bryn?
No.
Was it you, Ruben?
Second last corner. What is this? See this?
Alex, speak.
Sorry, it's a minute 50 long. I didn't mean it to be that long.
That's the clip that was just
Say
on the
full
Oh
screen.
sentence,
Jesus.
Alex.
Shh. What time do I skip to?
It's just literally
straight
in the
for- just
first
straight.
like yes, in the first like 20 seconds it happens. Like the whole incident.
No. Oh, what the fuck? Why did you just like what? Oh,
YouTube, it's
just
not on
Lam-
the
Ramsey.
bed, mate. Get a grip.
Can we just
As
appreciate
long as
people
both
like a
Mercedes
minute
driver,
behind?
as long as both Mercedes driver get penalties, I'll either get P3 or P4, so I'll take it. So like,
We just
get
saw
penalties.
that.
I sent a clip, so it's up to you to judge. Like, I think he just slammed it into me, but it's into one chat.
No, Donut, Ruben, do you want to say anything? Because I see you're kind of in here, but you're not.
Oh, don't
Muted.
beautiful guy.
Talking.
Mm.
Oh, the Saber boy.
I don't know.
Oh god, Saber had a poor race, didn't they?
Okay, 11th and 12th. It's not too bad.
Oh, that's not that bad. That's
They're
actually
like
not that
closing
bad.
in on the
Almost
points at the end, but just not enough laps. The Alpine had just about
Dude,
enough to
dude,
keep behind.
Mons, did you watch like the train, the battle train after everyone pitted on hards? Between like me, Shard, and he had like the kick set, like
No,
me,
yeah, no, I
Julian,
saw
and
the
then
bit
another
where,
guy
like,
in the train. Fucking hell,
Charlotte like
mate,
went
that
off
cost me
and then
so
like
much.
yeah, I saw like I think I think I do remember quite a lot of that happening.
Yeah, it was annoying because like before I pitted, I was 2 seconds behind I think it was LMD, one of the Mercedes, right, in P3 or P4, I don't remember. I was behind him by 2 seconds. I pit,
I think it was
then I get
low.
fucked in that train. Oh, lol. Okay, I was fucked in that train, and then LMD1 pits, right? And when he comes out, he's 5 seconds ahead. He gained 3 seconds because of that train fighting. It was so annoying. Like it was really annoying.
Yeah, well, LMD, whatever you're saying, that's lol. So yeah,
LMD1.
yeah,
Yeah, lol, LMD1.
yeah.
Yeah, him.
Lol.
Because he gained by the Red Bull driver like holding me up like prime Max Verstappen.
Yeah, I've got the whole. Oh, because then the Alpine was off, and then you were just stuck.
Sure, but now Perkins is going to be all over.
Yeah, I know it cost me P3, mate. The generally is fine, but at the same time that's a bit annoying.
No, I.
Oh my days, Alex! That clip you just sent. Holy
I
fuck.
mean,
I will
I
just say
honestly
one
thought
thing.
you were going to be on the podium.
Can't quite get the move. Sets
Yeah,
up
I had good
Ferrari.
race pace. Even though I do not like Hungary at all, as a track I do not like.
This is gonna be costing
The setup
time.
felt fine, it just was awful on the inters and the mediums, but with the hard it felt brilliant. I really wish I did inters to hards, because I think that could have worked really well, but it doesn't matter.
Really struggled.
Yeah,
with
yeah,
that. I
but
wish I
you're in
had
a
pitted
V
the
car,
opposite.
you're in a V car,
Yeah,
mate.
Bryn, did you want to
You're in
say
a V car,
something
mate, so
before
you have a
we
worse
started
tire,
talking?
you have a worse tire thing.
But one thing I will say is that I really found the new inters worse than the used inters in that final run in Q3. Because
Yeah,
Yeah, because your first
I
run
used
was
the
on
same.
like 20% tires, and then your second one was on like brand new tires, and you improved by like just under 3/10.
So
I think
is this Albert
only
Yeah.
20% to like new tires.
So who goes
Yeah.
tires now pretty much second hand. I don't think they're gonna make it to the end.
Like
of the
all
race.
tires felt so much better, I agree with it, because I was struggling in Q2. Because I did my banker lap in Q2 was with like 80% tire wear, and then I pitted, waited for like the last 2 minutes, went out on new ones, and I did only 3/10 faster. It was so ass. It was really bad. The old Inter's so much more better.
And this is costing
Yeah.
so much time for the Ferraris.
Play with James.
Oh yeah, and then the Red Bull spun right in front of you.
Blame me.
And he's going to lose
Maybe.
many places.
What'd you say?
And he's now running
Maybe.
in 10th place.
What do you mean
And
maybe?
that rear wing damage has severely hampered his progress.
Alex, report that crash with LMD1, so he gets a penalty so I can gain.
Alex, report yourself and de-escue yourself. Thank you.
Aw.
I'm sorry, I just want
So you said the
some points.
I'll take
He
it.
crashed about 3 or 4 times at least.
No, you got P3, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah. Who here owes me
You'll
that
get P2
money?
as well.
Gaining on Dylan.
Oh yeah.
Who
You'll get
here
P2.
owes me money?
Yeah, you will.
Having pitted quite recently.
apparently I don't even turn for the corner to the Mercedes CEO. He says
Right,
that I'm
Tim.
not even.
Yeah, well, just don't pay attention to anything that he says. He doesn't say anything seriously.
Storming away with those DRS.
Well, he
It's a bit of a nut job, isn't it?
He can beep my words.
Oh, that's cool. That is cool.
I will see. I used a choice vocabulary in that sentence. Then.
Don't talk to me. I'm waiting for my money. Just give me my money.
Bryn, are we going to the...
2 minutes. 2
There we
minutes.
go. Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Okay, 2 minutes?
You know,
Okay,
it's
I'll
him.
wait 2
It's
minutes.
him that owes me the money. It's him. I recognise that
Look at
voice.
his tyre wear compared to like.
Right, I'll send you the details.
Here to Evans. No, he's managing that super well.
I need to access it. Hang on. Let me figure out what my
damage on his car.
email is.
Yeah, I'm going to end the stream now, but obviously you can just keep talking.
Bro didn't change it.